Now we move to chapter 5, the environmental and land use parameters for mapping. Alright, the first we talk about the environment, the total of our surroundings, and basically all the things around us which we interact, they are consist of the biotic and also the abiotic. Biotic means living things, consists of the animal, plants, forests and more. However, for abiotic is a non-living things such as caution, clouds, buildings and more. And those two things build our environment. Okay, and of course a human being, we come up with the buildings, human created living centers, and we, because of this, there are social relationship and institutions happens, and those interactions between the human being with the environment could be the biotic and abiotic. These relationships and also dependencies between those two with human being creates the environment that what we understand now. And humans, basically we are the one who change the environment. Of course, some of us might say that yeah, we change, we want to have the development, we want to have this blah blah and utilize resources, but most of it in the ways that we can't really understand. And whether we like it or not, we depend completely on the environment for the survival. Okay, and due to the betterment of the society, the community, the people, the increased wealth, health, mobility, leisure times being demand over time and time. However, the natural system has been degraded due to the human being exploitations and more, such as pollutions, erosion, extinctions and many more. So the environmental change threatens long-term health and survival. Okay, that's why we basically will study on the environment science in order for us to understand how the natural world works and how the environment affects human and also vice versa. Okay, so basically natural resources we have this renewable and non-renewable, and in between how we make use of it, how we implement it and so on. Okay, and those renewable energy can be destroyed and non-renewable energy can be depleted over the time. Okay, so I would not say about this about science, but I would want to say about how basically the nature work basically. It is, the idea is to see the impacts of the environment over the human and also humans, how humans impact the environment. And the idea is to develop the solutions for the environment problem, and it is a most interdisciplinary fields. So one of it is how basically we uses the GIS in order to collect informations about the world, and also how we map, how we plot human behavior, values and more, which is the social science. Okay, so the problem with for the environment is the perceptions of what constitutes a problem varies between the individuals and also the society, places and time. Alright, so basically you can read this one, DTT blah blah blah, okay, and so on. The idea is one of the environmental idea of this having the solution is to come up with the land use planning. Okay, so land use planning is basically how we plan on the uses of the land use due to the human population growth, the development growth, how we manage it, and how we come up with comprehensive plannings where the comprehensive is involved the environment, we involve the nature, we involve the animals, we involve the resources, renewable and non-renewable resources, and also we also involve the society. And this basically land use planning is to guide the community development, which helps people to create vision on how to provide resources for the future. The idea is to plan the usage, the application, the usage of the resources so that the future generations will not suffer of the we call it as the depletion of the resources that have been used beforehand. Okay, so basically when we talk about the conflicts, okay, how we want to ensure that the demand is there. People want development, people want modern, people want the economic growth, people want to have wealth, health, people want to have this what we call as the luxury. Therefore we want the industry to help us to grow, to come out with the to boost up the economic growth. We want the proper housing for our comfort, for our luxury. We want to have the transportation system, we want to have this commercial, we want to have recreations. However, due to the limitations of the availability of the land, so the conflicts becomes worse and worse, okay, on how we manage the development and how we try to retain the nature, and therefore the planning will help to resolve the conflict. So bear in mind that over half of the world's affairs has been altered by the human, okay, and most changes has been done with the minimal forethought of the consequences what happened. This has been happened for over the years, even since of the beginning of the mankind. It starts to getting bigger and bigger and bigger, until now we can see how basically our earth suffers, and most land use decisions are still based on the economic considerations. We never thought on how we want to have the sustainability of the resources over the long period of time, okay, rather than on the unique analysis of the landscape. Okay, the idea is we are talking about how we make use of the land, we clear up the land, we come up with the buildings and so on, as opposed to how we trying to mitigate, or how we try to assimilate the nature of the environment with the in line with the development and so on. Okay, so when we talk about the land use, to evaluate needs and wants of the population, land characteristic and value. The idea is how you want to use this, how you want to come up with this evaluation, how you want to plot all of these informations. That's why for this land use planning, it's good that we have a sight from the bird's eye, which is to have a map, and we can collect, we can try to accumulate all of these informations into one platform, and we can see through all the informations within the area, and we can trying to analyze and trying to determine the best solutions, the best win-win solutions for the environment and also for the society. Okay, so what happened is you started to evaluate and record those features. Either it could be the man-made or the nature-made. You want to try to preserve those things that are available on the areas, conserve the environment features, the spaces. Okay, you want to estimate. Okay, you want to try to impose taxes. You want to come up with this integrated housing committee, blah blah blah. All of this will not happen if you don't have proper mapping as a part of the decision making support system. Therefore, that's why we learn GIS, that's why we learn mapping, that's why we learn how to make use of the GIS to come out, to combine all these informations, and from that we can come up with the idea on how we want to plan, how we want to manage the development and also the resources that we have available around us. So the applications are very, very, very vast. So we talk about the application of GIS for the urban, for the land use planning, for the urban planning, for the environment science, blah blah blah. There are a lot actually. So basically, urban planning and management, environment science, a lot of things can be done and more. And from this, you can try to look into how basically you can understand this the phenomena happens on the one particular area, one region, and also from this you can see how basically from the view from the of the bird's eye, you can see, you can understand, you can come up with the integrated solution on how you can give some of the better solutions on the phenomena or problems happening. Okay, and there's a lot of more informations. Applications can be understand from the GIS, and I think you can also try to look around from the Google, from the YouTube about the GIS and also the land use planning, environment management, and you can see a lot of information available now. Okay, that's all for chapter 5. Thank you very much, and hope that you can understand it. Thank you.